Welcome to this amazing episode of Situation Report on Live TV. Situation Report brings you 30 minutes contemporary happenings about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zobel with this presentation of the program. And trending stories we're following today on this presentation says President George, we are pleased with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari to assist Liberia with classroom teachers and agriculture experts. National Elections Commission issues rate of elections to 4 elections magistrates in the country, and the Ministry of Labor gives 1 month ultimatum to all employers to regularize the status of their alien employees. We bring you all of these stories plus so much more, but firstly, we take an intermission. To be right back.
I just wanna pray. You already know it's your homeboy, Color Boy CIC, and you're watching Light TV. Light TV, 100% Liberian content. Keep watching.
A pleasant welcome back to the program, and now into our developments. President George Monrovia has pleaded with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari to assist Liberia with classroom teachers and agriculture experts. President Weah said his plea for Nigeria to support Liberian education sector was not a request for 6,000 teachers as being misconstrued in the public. President Weah said he told President Muhammadu Buhari that Liberia has a shortage of 6,000 teachers and asked for experts to build Liberia's capacity. State Radio ELBC today reported that the Liberian leader requested for at least 6,000 teachers to make up for the shortage of teachers in the country. The Liberian leader made the clarity today upon his return from Nigeria following a one-day official visit to that Federal Republic. Meanwhile, Education Minister Professor Ansu Sonin has welcomed the request by President Weah asking Nigeria to help Liberia with about 6,000 teachers. Professor Sonin said the move was like asking the Nigerian government for millions of dollars. The National Elections Commission has issued the rate of elections to 4 elections magistrates in Bonk and Monrovia counties for the conduct of the 2018 senatorial by-elections. The issuance of the rate of elections is in line with Article 37 of the Liberian Constitution. Article 37 of the Constitution of Liberia states that in the event of vacancy in the legislature caused by death, resignation, expulsion, or otherwise, the presiding officer shall within 30 days notify the Elections Commission thereof. It further states that the Elections Commission shall not later than 90 days thereafter cause a by-election to be held. Meanwhile, It is against this backdrop that NEC Chairman Councillor Jeremy Kokoya commanded the issuance of the writ of elections to 4 elections magistrates today in Monrovia.
On February 13, 2018, the National Election Commission received from the Honorable House of Senate a communication informing the NEC of 2 vacancies in the Senate regarding Monrovia and Bon counties, respectively, which were caused by the election of former Senator George Monrovia as President of the Republic of Liberia and the election of former Senator Joel Howard Taylor as Vice President of the Republic of Liberia. Whereas the holding of the next general elections is more than 90 days away, hence the NEC is mandated by Article 37 of the Constitution to cause a by-election to be held in Monrovia County and a by-election to be held in Bon County not later than 90 days after receipt of notification from the Honorable House of Senate. Now, therefore, with respect to the reference vacancy in Monrovia County, I do hereby command you to issue election writs to the 2 election magistrates of Monrovia County to conduct a senatorial by-elections in their respective magisterial areas. On the 8th day,
well, in compliance with Chairman Kokoya's command of right issuance, the clerk of the elections right at NEC, Antoinette B. Johnson, issued the elections rights to the 4 magistrates. Madam Johnson thereafter commissioned the magistrates to go ahead with the conduct of the by-elections in their respective counties.
Compliance with Article 37, the chairman has informed me that the NEC has scheduled a by-election to fill the said vacancy to be conducted on the 8th day of May 2018. And whereas nomination of candidates by registered political parties, coalitions, alliances, and independent candidates concerning the said election is scheduled to begin on the 15th day of March 2018 and end on the 27th day of March 2018 at 5 o'clock post-meridian. Now, therefore, I do command each of you to conduct in your respective magisterial areas in Monrovia County the said senatorial by-election on the 8th day of May 2018 from the hour of 8 o'clock ante-meridian to 6 o'clock post-meridian. You are hereby further commanded to certify to me by endorsement upon said rate at the close of the counting of votes as to the form and manner in which you conducted the said by-election in your respective magisterial areas and the result thereof. And for so doing, this shall constitute your legal and sufficient authority. Giving under my hand and seal of the National Elections Commission NEC of the Republic of Liberia, this 6th day of March, AD 2018, Antoinette B. Johnson, Clerk of Writs, National Elections Commission, Republic of Liberia. I will do it together. Rate of elections for the senatorial by-election in Bon County to the 2 elections magistrates in Bon County, Republic of Liberia. Now, therefore, I do command each of you to conduct in your respective magisterial areas in Bon County the said senatorial by-election on the 8th day of May 2018 from the hour of 8 o'clock ante-meridian to 6 o'clock post-meridian. You are hereby further commanded to certify to me by endorsement upon the said rate as to the close of the counting of votes, as to the form and manner in which you conducted the said by-election in the respective magisterial areas and the result thereof. And for so doing, they shall constitute your legal and sufficient authority, giving under my hand and seal of the National Elections Commission NEC of the Republic of Liberia, this 6th day of March, AG 2018, Antoinette P. Johnson, Clerk of Writs, National Elections Commission, Republic of Liberia.
And Monrovia counties. So where we are to say, we welcome now Antoinette B. Johnson,
now presenting each of the magistrates'
Commission presents.
Meanwhile, speaking on behalf of the magistrates, Daniel Newland thanked the NEC for the issuance of the right and promised to conduct a free, fair, and transparent elections.
We embark on this huge task, Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Commissioners of the NEC. We wish to assure you of our unwavering commitment to this process and wish to further assure you and the public that we will conduct nothing less than free, fair, transparent, and credible elections similar that have been done in the past. Mr. Chairman and members of the Board of Commissioners, the elections should not be overlooked or considered as a small election, as we are aware that the two counties constitute 45% of the voting populations of the Republic of Liberia. In so doing, we wish to recommend that the necessary logistics and financial support be provided timely and adequately so as to enable the magistrates to deliver effectively. Finally, by and through the steering committee, we wish to admonish you, the chairman and members of the Board of Commissioners, that the necessary arrangement be made to timely deploy various teams in the field to begin active operation. I thank you.
In another development, the National Elections Commission says it needs $3.9 million to conduct the upcoming senatorial by-election in Monrovia and Bon counties. Next Chairman Jerome Kokoya said the Elections Commission has already submitted the budget and electoral calendar to the government. He however said NEC is yet to hear from the government concerning the budget. The NEC Chairman is meanwhile calling for the swift approval of the budget to start preparation for the by-election. The Ministry of Labor has given a one-month ultimatum to all employers to regularize the status of their alien employees. The one-month ultimatum expires on March 31st, 2018. Speaking at a news conference today in Monrovia, Labor Minister Moses Colley said the ultimatum will be followed by a vigorous joint inspection of all employment institutions. The inspection, according to Minister Colley, is intended to ensuring that institutions adhere to the mandate in an effort to avoid further legal action in line with the labor laws of Liberia.
Beginning now, we are hereby giving a one-month ultimatum to all employers to regularize the status of their alien employees, if need be, on or before the 31st of March 2018. This ultimatum will be followed by a vigorous joint inspection of all employment institutions to ensuring that they adhere to this mandate in an effort to avoid further legal actions in line with the labor laws of the Republic of Liberia. The joint inspection team will include the Ministry of Labor, the Liberia Revenue Authority, and the Liberia Immigration Service. Let it be noted, however, that our inspection will not only be out for work permit, also key compliance issues like the work environment, employer safety, salary and structures, fair treatment, etc.
Well, if you just joined us, it's a reminder that you viewing Situation Report on Live TV. Situation Report brings you 30 minutes in-depth analysis about contemporary events. about Monrovia, Liberia. My name is Yekezi Zovil, anchoring this episode of the program. And tip-top stories we following. President George, we are pleased with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari to assist Liberia with classroom teachers and agriculture experts. National Elections Commission issues rate of elections to 4 elections magistrates in the country. And the Ministry of Labor gives 1 month ultimatum to all employers to regularize the status of their alien employers. At this juncture, I would like to take a break to be right back with the rest of the other developments.
Audio Jungle.
Welcome back from that intermission. In furtherance, the confirmation hearing of Liberia's Health Minister Designate Dr. Wilhelmina Jala has been indefinitely suspended. The suspension follows Dr. Jala's refusal to answer the question concerning the death of Pastor Desiree Fembule at the Hope for Women Clinic owned by Dr. Jala. When asked by Bon County Senator Henry Yala to give a clear insight about situations surrounding the death of Pastor Fembula at her clinic, Dr. Jala said she could not speak to the issue because it is in court.
In few weeks now, you were there in the media. I'm a little bit surprised that you have not read it, you have not seen it according to you. The fact that you are on oath, it means you swear to say the truth, so help me God, to your faith. There have been allegations of your private business. It has been the basis of your success. That what the president saw and thought to confidence you. There are allegations that incidents occur at your place that led to loss of life. And as a result of that, you are in court. Now, the public will want to hear your clear explanation on that because you honor oath, you will say the truth and nothing but the truth. Based on those things, it starts our judgment whether we confirm you or not. Can you say exactly what happened at that clinic?
In as much as I love to explain all of these matters in this forum, because the case is under review by another branch of government, I cannot make any further comment on that case. Thank you.
So you say in court? The case stay in court? Let's be clear. Which branch? Is the case stay in court? Or what is the case now? Then we will know how to ask questions so that it can ask us.
The case is under review.
Where?
And by the lawyers that are involved, and we will come to some conclusion by discussing it with the families. So I cannot really go into the details.
Thank you, Minister.
Meanwhile, the statements from Dr. Jala stirred up a serious debate that sparked up mixed reactions amongst the senators and the audience at the hearing. It was amid the heated debate that the chairman on the Senate Health Committee, Grand Crew County Senator Dr. Peter Coleman, indefinitely suspended the hearing.
And if you honor oath and you cannot tell us that the case is in court, thank you for your answer.
I don't think she will be able to answer those questions if this matter is in court. So I don't think she will be able to answer that particular line of questioning if it's in court. So how do we?
There are
confirmation does not end here. If there are further clarification that needs to be made, it will be made in committee room. Okay, questions that she may not be able to answer now, she can be called in committee room where there are only members of the committee, and those issues will be looked at. So I suggest that, so for that issue, it's shrouded with some degree of legality, it's sub judice. So please let us hold our patience. This does not mean that the committee, before the committee makes a decision, clarification on these issues will be made.
Had the committee known this, and having realized that the confirmation is actually contingent on this matter, then I don't see why this hearing was convened. And so I'll do two things. Recommend that this hearing be aborted, or else I will have to recuse myself from this committee hearing. Those are the two things I will do. Either we abort the hearings, because there's no way we can have this hearing when we have a major case that is hanging over the nominee and say we cannot discuss it. So you have to make a decision.
Mr. Chairman, members of the committee and other members of the Senate, one of the reasons why I'm attending this confirmation hearing is my anticipation that legal issues will have been raised. And in my capacity as an accomplished lawyer, chairman of the Judiciary Committee of the Senate, I thought I should be here to advise on these legal implications. The matter of Formula versus Women for Hope International and others is a matter that is in court. While it is true that the witness was evasive in her answer by keep saying it is under review, being in court means it's under review. But she should have been clear and specific to say it is in court. The fact that she did not give that direct and specific question does not undermine the fact that the matter is under review. Now, when a matter is in court, by law, you are prohibited from discussing the merits and demerits of that case.
Police spokesman Woo's Yonton said the no-go zone for commercial motorcyclists was only relaxed for Saturday, March 3rd and not lifted throughout the country as speculated. The police spokesman in an interview in Monrovia said the ban was relaxed on Saturday to allow motorcyclists to convert at the Samuel Kayando Sports Complex for a meeting with the Police Inspector General Patrick Sudiu on the government's pro-poor agenda. He, however, said the Police Inspector General has made some adjustments allowing commercial bikes to ply the routes from Red Light to Elderia Junction and Red Light to Freeport, among others. Yonton also named 11 no-go zones, including the Tottenham Boulevard and Virtual Island. warning that anyone who violates the restriction will be punished according to the law. Meanwhile, some motorcyclists have been expressing their own impression about the adjustment made by the Inspector General.
Demarcation from Grayla to Freeport. They didn't say we should fly on the main street or send them over. No. Give us more freedom to fly, to get more customers, to get more money. So I tell the president, thank you for that. Before that time, when we were going there, we had to be hiding between the car. So now we're free to fly. We will try to talk to our friend and to take time how to ride the motorbike. Take time how to ride with not for an accident. So I tell them to take time how to ride.
It's not the president. That speculations have been going around that the president lifted a ban on motorcyclists, and these regulations are still in place. It's just that the director, there are some areas that he lifted, that motorcyclists should at least adjust, to come in front a bit. Due to how, because he said that he not only said motorcyclists should come there and ride. He said they should come there with a helmet and a passenger. Now, that is our responsibility.
So what's wrong with the areas that you guys are already running? Is it that it's not sufficient? Or
it's not sufficient.
Is it that you guys are not making money from those areas?
That has been the problem. That has been the problem. The issue about us generating fundings has been a problem. About us getting our report money has been a problem. The issue about motorcycle being compared in one community. These places were very small. And every day cyclists are growing. The sector is growing. The sector is getting bigger every day. People are buying back every day. The places that we were operating were very small. This is something that not only discovered, this is something that we have been appealing for over the years. Okay.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this episode of Situation Report Online TV. Many thanks for your viewing role. But before leaving you, let's recap major stories we've been following. President George, we are pleased with Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari to assist Liberia with classroom teachers and agriculture experts. National Elections Commission issues writ of elections to 4 elections magistrates in the country. And the Ministry of Labor gives 1 month ultimatum to all employers to regularize the status of their alien employees. Many thanks for your viewing role once more. For more news and information on this station, you can check out our website at www.livetvonline.com. On behalf of the entire management team here at this station, my name is Yekezi Zobe, bidding you a pleasant goodbye.